data source algorithm. As part of data source algorithm, we discussed first priority to Hikari CP, second priority to what? Tomcat CP, third priority to Apache DBCP2, last one is Oracle UCP. Now, if you want to work with any data source that is outside of the algorithm, right? Outside of the algorithm, then we have to work with what, guys? C3P0, Vibur, all this stuff. We can break this algorithm in two ways. By making that data source class as Spring Bean using @bean method. Another option is what? Another option is by mentioning data source class name in what? Spring dot data source dot type property. Which property? Spring dot data source dot type property. Clear, guys? Okay, that's good. So now what we do is strength is less because of festival effect. But I'm seeing some people who are doing real Eid also coming and attending classes. Okay, non-Eid people have taken holiday, na? Great fellows. Okay. You need reasons for not doing work. Huh? That's good. Spring here, 1103. Yesterday, a small topic is left. I said I will explain how auto configuration happens. Whenever we add any starters, how classes are picked up for auto configuration, right? Okay. So topic is this. Today they took time for assignment. Okay. Right. No. Some people said that we completed assignment, but they are taking time to submit the assignment. Great people, na? Mr. Rajat Kumar. Right? Okay. So those who completed, they can submit, na, boss? Right. Open this. What's our application? More on data source auto configuration. Let's save this document once. Let's go down. How does the @enable auto configuration annotation of SpringBoot application knows which classes of the currently added jar file should be configured as Spring Beans through auto configuration? Through what? Auto configuration. Are you getting my point there, guys? Should be configured as Spring Beans through auto configuration. This is the question, guys. What actually happens? We added starter, some classes are becoming Spring Bean. Does it making every class as Spring Bean or only few classes as Spring Bean? Respond. But whatever starters we have, in that one so many packages, in so many packages, so many classes, does it making every class as Spring Bean or only few classes as Spring Bean? Only few classes as Spring Beans, right? But how does it is picking up those classes? Where does those classes have become Spring Beans? So that is the topic that is having curiosity to learn or not there, guys. Suppose Spring JDBC, Spring Boot starter JDBC have added. Nearly 1000 plus classes are there in that starter. But it is oddly making 4 or 5 classes as Spring Beans through auto configuration. What they are? JDBC template is one. Named parameter JDBC template is another one. Hikari data source is another one. Come on. Driver manager data source is another one. Just making 4 or 5 classes as what? Spring Beans through auto configuration. Are you getting my point there or not? But how does it know? It has to make only those classes as what? Spring Beans. Simple, guys. Check it out. The enable auto configuration annotation searches for what? Spring.factories file in meta.nf folder of all the jar files added to the class path. Meta.nf folders of all the jar files added to the class path. But finds in what, guys? Spring boot auto configure version.jar file. This file is internally linked with what? Another file called meta.nf slash spring slash, okay, auto configuration import file. Okay. In all the jars that are added to class path, it looks for what is there? Spring.factories file. And it finds in what? Meta.nf folder of spring boot auto configure version.jar file. What file, guys? Version.jar file. This file is internally linked with what? Another file called meta.nf slash spring slash auto configuration dot imports file. What file, guys? Auto configuration dot imports file. Yeah, this file contains all the configuration classes that needs to be executed for auto configuration activity. Configuration class names will be there. I'll show practically, don't worry. Nearly 144 classes will be there. All these configuration classes and their nested imported configuration classes related bean methods execute to get the objects of Java classes as Spring Beans through what? Auto configuration. So total 4 points, guys. Number one, container enable auto configuration makes IOC container search for spring.factories file in meta.nf folder. What folder? Yeah, that file is linked with one auto configuration.imports file. Point number one. Point number two. In that file, nearly 150 plus configuration classes are there. That's good. Number three, in those configuration classes, lot of nested configuration classes are there. That is point number three. Number four, in this configuration and nested configuration class, lot of bean methods are there, na boss. And these bean methods return what? Objects. And these objects automatically becomes what? Spring bean. And we are calling those spring beans as what? Spring beans of auto configuration activity are not there. We are calling those spring beans as what? Spring beans of auto configuration activity are not, my dear. Say something, my dear. I want reply. Okay, that's great. Okay, now this is the story that we have to focus, guys. So first, let us feel this one practically, guys. Go to our mini project, whatever it is. There, what we got? Maven dependencies. In the Maven dependencies, tell me. In the Maven dependencies, it looks for spring.factories file, and that file is available in what? Meta.nf folder of spring boot auto configure jar file. Spring boot auto configure jar file. It is available now, boss. That's great. In this meta.nf folder, what folder? In this meta.nf folder, spring.factories is there or not there? Somehow this file is linked with spring dot, where is this? Auto configure imports. What file, guys? Auto configure imports file. In this file, lot of auto configuration class names are there. Data source auto configuration. Check it out. Okay, version to version, this count will change. Earlier it was 144. In current version, it is what? 156. That count will change. But there, let me show two important configuration class names. Data source auto configuration is there or not there, guys? Okay, this is the main configuration class that will be linked with what? Other nested configuration class. In main and nested configuration classes, lots of at the rate bean methods will be there or not there, guys. Lots of at the rate bean methods will be there or not there, guys. All these bean methods execute, and these bean methods returned objects will become spring beans or not there, guys. Tell me here what is there. Control plus shift plus T. Control plus shift plus T. Yeah. What is there? Data source auto configuration. Say open. Yeah, this is link. Say open. A lot of other configuration classes. Okay, that's the one thing here. It is also having nested one. In this nested one, lot of other configuration classes are imported, my dear. Check it out. Hikari dot class is there or not there, guys? Hikari dot class is there. So import Hikari dot class. Let me press F3, guys. Hikari. In this one, if you observe very carefully, data source, return type is Hikari data source. Some code is there to return Hikari data source object or not there, guys. So spring dot data source dot Hikari. So some code is there to return Hikari data source object. Like this, whatever at the rate bean methods are there, all those at the rate bean method related classes will become spring beans or not there, guys. My theory and practical is matching or not matching, guys. Okay, similarly, you go to one more class, boss. JDBC template auto configuration. There is a class called JDBC template auto configuration, my dear. That's great. Tell me, Control F, Control plus Shift plus T, JDBC template. What is there, guys? Auto configuration. JDBC template. What is there? Auto configuration. Yes, my dear. This is linked with JDBC template configuration class F3. F3. In that one, we have at the rate bean method. At the rate bean method returning JDBC template class object are not there. So like this, all at the rate bean methods of main configuration, nested configuration classes will execute, and those method returned objects automatically become spring beans or not, guys. Those method returned objects automatically become spring beans or not, guys. Is it not interesting, my dear? Come on, everyone. Got the clarity, my dear? Super. Check it out. First, it looks for Spring dot factories. Available in what? Spring boot Okay, auto configure jar file. That is linked with what? Some auto configuration dot imports file. In that one, come on. Lot of auto configuration class names are there. Those classes are having what? Other nested and imported configuration classes. In all those classes, lot of at the rate bean methods are there or not there. These at the rate bean methods related, at the rate bean method related objects will become spring bean. Then we are calling them as what? Spring beans of auto configuration are not there, guys. Check it out. Data source auto configuration is there in this file. Which file, guys? Auto configuration dot imports file. Right. Okay. That is linked with what, guys? Pooled data source configuration class. That is linked with the Hikari configuration class are not there. Inside Hikari configuration class, we are having at the rate bean method returning what? Hikari data source object are not there, guys. Returning what? Hikari data source object. Convinced, my dear? Come on, everyone. Simply, literally returning Hikari data source object. Yeah. Next one. JDBC template auto configuration class is there. Okay. Yeah, that is linked with what, guys? That is linked with what? Data source auto configuration. Come on. That is linked with 1 minute. JDBC template auto configuration. That is linked with what? Lot of JDBC template configuration class. Inside JDBC template configuration class, we have at the rate bean method returning JDBC template object, my dear. I'm just giving 1 2 samples, boss. Like this, lot of at the rate bean methods will be there in the main configuration class and what? Dependent configuration classes. All those methods will execute. These method returned objects automatically become spring beans are not there, guys. Automatically become spring beans are not there, guys. Come on. Okay. Instead of giving this lengthy answer, I also prepared one short answer. What is the short answer? At the rate enable auto configuration searches for what? Spring.factories file in meta.inf folder of all the jar files and gets from spring-boot auto configuration dot jar file. This gets all the configuration classes to participate in what? Auto configuration from the meta.nf slash spring. Auto configuration from what? Meta.nf slash spring. Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay. And executes all the at the rate bean methods of given configuration classes, their nested and imported configuration classes. These at the rate bean methods returned. These at the rate bean methods returned. What, guys? These at the rate bean methods returned objects become spring bean automatically. This is called auto configuration of spring bean. So simple answer, guys. Searches for what file? Spring.factories file. Finds where? Spring-boot auto configure version file. Okay. That file is linked with what? Okay. Auto configuration dot imports file. A big file, guys. Okay. That's a file. That's not a package name. Okay. In that file, what is there? Nearly 150 plus auto configuration classes are there. Okay, those auto configuration classes are linked with what? Nested and okay, imported configuration classes. In all these classes, lots of at the rate bean methods will be there or not there. Lots of at the rate bean methods will be there or not there, guys. Since there those method returned objects automatically become spring beans are not there, guys. Okay, we can say they are the spring beans of auto configuration. So now you got internal details, guys. Okay, everyone knows what is auto configuration, but we know how that auto configuration related spring beans are picked up when you deploy the application, when you run the application. I think you are getting clarity, boss. Okay. That's great. Okay. So let's move to the next topic, that is towards injection of the data, guys. What is there? Injection of the data. Different annotations in Spring Boot programming. So next topic is what? Injecting data to Spring Bean properties. How to inject data. If it is Spring Bean to Spring Bean, we can use @auto. If these simple values, we can use @value. But along with @value, one more new annotation is given for simple values injection. That is @configuration properties. What is that? @configuration properties. Are you getting my point there, guys? Okay, right. Sir, today any seniors are coming to share their experiences. I invited them. Let me check. Let me check whether they have come or not. Yeah, I invited one senior student called Lakhan. Lakhan. Hey, this Webex is very bad. I cannot search by alphabets. Huh? L. Lakhan, are you there in the meeting? Lakhan, not there. Okay, fine. We'll see. I think I have given time of 12 o'clock for them. They may join bit lately. Okay, when they join, they'll ping me. Injecting data to what, guys? Spring Bean properties. Okay. Injecting values to Spring Bean properties is called data injection, and it can be done in two ways in Spring Boot application. Using @value annotation. What is this? Works in Spring Boot application, Spring and Spring Boot application. Here we need to inject values to each bean property separately. We need to inject values to each bean property separately. Are you getting my point? Next one is what, guys? Using configuration properties. Works only in Spring Bean Boot application. Here, bulk injection is possible. That means values to all our multiple Spring Bean properties can be injected at once. There is no, suppose 10 values are there. If you want to use value annotation, 10 times you have to use value annotation. But by specifying configuration property annotation only for one time, we can inject values to what? All the 10 beans, all the 10 Spring Bean properties at a time are not there, guys. Okay, guys. All the 10 Spring Bean properties at a time are not there, guys. Come on, everyone. Super, guys. Tell me. Both these approaches are useful to inject simple values or wrapper values to what? Spring Bean properties. What is there? Simple values or wrapper values to whom, guys? Spring Bean properties. Are you getting my point there, guys? Come on. Okay. Then what about auto void, sir? @auto void perform singular injection towards what? Injecting one Spring Bean class object to another Spring Bean class object. Yes, total three types are there. Spring Bean to Spring Bean injection @auto void. Come on. To inject what? Simple values to Spring Bean. What, guys? To inject simple values to Spring Bean, we have to take the support of what, guys? @value. Okay, here I will write the conclusion kind of thing. For injecting one Spring Bean to another Spring Bean, use one Spring Bean to another Spring Bean, use what is there? @auto void. What is this? For injecting, what is there? Simple values to Spring Bean properties. Use use LUR at the rate configuration properties annotation. At the rate value or at the rate configuration properties annotation. Everyone getting my point here, guys? Super. Yeah, in every Spring Bean, how many types of properties can be there, guys? Three. Simple type properties, primitive data type, wrapper data type properties, including Spring. Array collection type properties, right? Next, has a type or object type properties. Are you getting my point there, guys? What is there? As a type or what? Collection type properties. Are you getting? Okay. To inject what? Values are as a object type properties. We need to use what? At the rate. Are for first two things? At the rate value or at the rate configuration properties. For has a type or object type properties, we should use what? At the rate auto void. Simple thing. If property is simple type or array type or collection type, you can manage with what, guys? Value or configuration properties. Now, if it is another Spring Bean, okay, then we have to think about going forward. At the rate auto void. In Spring Boot, we can inject values to simple array collection type properties by using two data annotations. How many annotations, guys? By using two data annotations. Okay. Number one, at the rate value given by Spring and does not support what? Bulk injection. Given by Spring, okay, does not support what, guys? Bulk injection. Can be used in both Spring and Spring Boot application. At the rate configuration properties given by Spring Boot can be used for what? Bulk injection. Can be used only in Spring Boot application, guys. By using configuration properties only for one time, we can inject the values to whom, guys? Multiple Spring Bean properties at a time. That's why it is called bulk injection or not there, guys. That's the reason it is called as what? Bulk injection. Are you understanding my statement, boss? At the rate value annotation supports bulk injection, huh? No, at a time we can inject values to how many properties by using at the rate value annotation? Uh-huh. Okay, only one value at a time, right, boss? If Spring Bean is having 10 simple properties, then we need to use what? Value for 10 times to inject simple values. To inject what? Simple values. Are you getting my point? If Spring Bean is having 10 simple properties, then we need to use what? At the rate configuration properties only for one time to inject simple values. Here, at the rate configuration property should be used at what level, guys? Class level. Okay, to inject values to multiple Spring Bean properties are not there, guys. Simple, guys. 10 values I want to inject to 10 Spring Bean properties. At the rate value means 10 times I have to use. Same 10 values I want to inject to same Spring Bean properties. If you want to use at the rate configuration property, it should be used only for one time. It should be used only for one time. Everyone getting my point there or not there, guys? Super. Here is what? At the rate value. Already we discussed at the rate value in Spring level. Same thing, but I said something I'm not keep teaching in Spring level. I kept something for what? Spring Boot level, right? Okay. Whatever we can do by using at the rate value is already discussed in our classes only, regular classes only, Spring classes. But one thing I have not covered, that is what? Spell, Spring expression language. I don't want to just inject. Before doing injection, I'm interested to perform arithmetic and logical operations. What operations, guys? arithmetic and what? Logical operations. Are you getting my point there, guys? I want to perform arithmetic and what? Logical operations. Yeah. It is a Spring supplied annotation. It can be used in both Spring Boot application. It is a field level annotation. This annotation can be used for both for the following operations. Are you getting my point there, guys? To assign direct values to Spring Bean properties, my dear, it is useful to assign direct values to Spring Bean properties, my dear. Okay, guys. Please call admin. Please call admin. To assign values gathered from property file to Spring Bean properties. Okay, guys. Speakers. Yeah. To assign values gathered from property file to Spring Bean properties, guys. Super. To assign system property values to Spring Bean properties, OS name, OS version, and etc. To assign environment variable values to Spring Bean properties like path and everything. All right. Okay. Yes, boss. Tell me, guys. Like path. To work with the spell. What is there? To work with what? Spell. What is there, guys? Okay. Spring expression language. What language, guys? To perform arithmetic and logical operation towards the injection. Towards the injection. Are you getting my point there or not there, guys? Are A, B, C, D. We already discussed in spring classes only. Direct values injection, collecting values from property file and injection. Come on. Environment variable value injection. We already discussed. System property value injection discussed. But spell is the new thing which I have not discussed so far. Okay, one more thing. In Spring Boot application, application.properties, application.yml file should be configured explicitly or they are automatically configured files. They are part of the Spring Boot application ecosystem. There is no need of configuring them separately and explicitly. They are automatically configured files are not there, guys. Am I using at the rate property source so far to configure the property file, guys? Okay. Super, guys. Application.property or YM only predefined keys are user defined keys are both. In application.properties, we can keep user predefined keys or mix of both also. We don't need to configure using at the rate properties. What is there, guys? At the rate properties. What is there, guys? Why is going in 2x speed? How come? No, network is not poor, guys. చెక్ చేసుకోవచ్చు కదా ప్రతిరోజు ఏంటి ఇది అది కాదు ఇది నెట్వర్క్ ప్రాబ్లం నెట్ రావట్లే ఇప్పుడు ఇఫ్ ఐ స్పీక్ వన్ టైమ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ లిసనింగ్ 3 times. బట్ ఆన్ చేయరా ఇవి ఆన్ చేయరా వాటిని? మరి రావాలి కదా. పవర్ ఏది? దాని పవర్ రాకుండా ఎక్కడి నుంచి వస్తుంది? ఈ నెక్స్ట్ కూడా కరెక్ట్ లేదు. ఎవరైనా హార్డ్వేర్ వాళ్ళని పిలవండి. ఇంటర్నెట్ కూడా లేదు కరెక్ట్. am I audible guys? Speakers. Yeah guys, tell me. So what is the extra thing that we are going to learn in today's class? Spring expression language. So far we have seen @value annotation, doing injection. But before doing injection, I want to see, okay, IOC container performing what? Arithmetic and logical operations, right boss? Okay, for that one, Spring expression language is the language that I want to use. Speakers panchayandi. Okay. Do one thing. You go ahead. Arti, can you speak once?
Yes, sir. Hi, sir. Hello, everyone.
Arti, can you speak once?
Hello. Am I audible to you? Hello. Hello, sir.
My dear students, is Arti voice audible? But ఆ వాయిస్ ఇక్కడ రావాలండి.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Arti, for few minutes, we are facing some technical issue here.
Okay, sir.
నెట్ కరెక్ట్గా ఉండదు, ఆడియో. ఏం చేస్తున్నారండి? Guys, am I audible? Okay. Am I audible, guys? Okay, boss. Right. Once technical problem is solved, the senior student will address the students. Okay. So meanwhile, let's get into the subject, guys. So do I need to use @property, guys? So do I need to use @property source annotation? Okay. To configure a property file or YML file, guys? Not required, because it is automatically configured file or not there, guys. Super, guys. Yeah. Spell is given. Arti, can you speak one more time? Can you unmute yourself?
Hello, hello, sir. Hello, everyone.
Can you speak loudly?
Hello, am I audible? Hello, am I audible to you?
Can you speak loudly?
Hello, sir. Hello, everyone. Am I audible?
She is audible. No, yeah. For offline student, we kept speakers here. For offline students, we kept speaker here. Voice is not coming in those speakers. That's the issue. Guys, now please check your audio and video. Now, now everyone please check your audio and video. Is it clear? Okay. Fine. Okay, everyone please come back, guys. Yeah, some other day I'll introduce senior student. I think she left the meeting as we got the technical problems. Okay. Right. Who said it's a senior meeting session, Ra? It's a regular class also. Senior student will speak for 5 minutes. That's it. Okay, guys. Again, you are not audible. Yeah. Okay, now come back, guys. What's the syntax of this spell? Hash expression. Expression means what? Logical or arithmetic expression you can write. Plus, minus, subtraction, addition kind of thing. It's a hash flower bracket. So other days, flower brackets are used for other purpose. They are for placeholder, right? That is a dollar flower bracket for placeholder. Come on. Hash flower bracket for what? Spell. Check it out. Private data type property name, value expression. This is can be arithmetic or logical expression, guys. Okay. Dollar flower bracket is there for what purpose, guys? Okay, to inject the values. To inject the values after performing arithmetic and logical operation, what we have to use? Spell. Spell starts with a hash symbol. Placeholder starts with what? Dollar symbol, right? Okay. Hash expression. Spell results will be injected. Dollar key. The value of key collected from property file or system property or environment variable or from other placeholder will be gathered and will be injected. Will be gathered and what? Will be injected. Online students, am I audible, guys? Online, are you there? Okay, that's good. So now let's complete one example application that covers everything. Direct value injection, values collected from property file should be injected. Come on. Next one, system property value should be injected and environment variable value should be injected. Along with that, we want to see spell operation also, right? Okay. So now let's take one small example here to understand this. Hardik, Everyone saying audio is audible. Only you have issue. Please check. New file, new. What is there? Other file, new, other. Spring Starter project. Spring Starter project. Okay. Where is this? Boot IOC pros. How much, guys? 8. Boot IOC pros 8. Value annotation hyphen spell. Me when okay. This 17 or 21, that's not a issue. Java. 1 minute. Let me make group ID as NIT. Say next. I want to add Lambak jar. I want to work with the getter setter methods, guys. Lambak jar I want to add. Okay, guys. Lambak jar. Yeah, that's good. So in properties file, guys, in properties file, I'll simply take something like this. In properties file, I'll simply like one line like that. Stud dot marks. Mark 1. Stud dot mark 1. Stud dot mark 1. Sums 80. Stud dot mark 2. Stud dot mark 3. Stud dot mark 2, something like 90. Stud dot mark 3, something like 50. Yeah, this is my marks information or not there. Yeah, here is my, what is there? Student information. Here is my what information, guys? Student information. Okay. Stud dot name Raja. Stud dot address Hyderabad. Stud dot is some okay. Student is now let's take some 20. Yeah, study dot is study dot college. Some what is there? CBIET. We are ready with this. Okay, that's good. Yeah, here are the packages that we are taking, guys. What is the first package? com.nt.sp. com.nt.sp. That's the first package. Second package, com.nt.sp. That's enough, guys. Okay. Here I am taking 2 classes, guys. First class, marks info. What info? Marks info. At the rate component, I'm taking it as what? Marks. At the rate component, I'm taking it as what? Marks. Okay, that's good. Private integer or int, your choice. What is there? Marks 1. Here is what? Marks 2. Here is marks 3. At the rate value. At the rate value. Tell me. dollar floor bracket, stud dot, marks 1. Hey, though both need not to match, guys. Both need not to match. Both need not to match. Here you can take M1, you can take M2, you can take M3. Study dot marks 1. Copy this, paste it, paste it. M1, M2, M3. M1, M2, M3. Are you getting my point there or not there? This is my marks 1. This is my marks 2. This is my marks 3. Total how many marks are there, guys? Total how many marks are there? 3. Okay. Closing floor bracket, closing floor bracket, closing floor bracket. Okay. Marks info dot Java. New class. What is the class, guys? Student. New class. What is the class, guys? Student. Tell me. Private integer SNO. Next. Private string S name. Next. Okay. Private this one. Array, here I'll keep what annotation? At the rate data. What annotation, guys? At the rate data. Private string in application dot properties. Address is there, age is there, college is there. ADDRS. Next one, what, guys? Private string, private float. What is there? Is. Next one, private float, not float. Private string, what is there? College. Yeah, I'm taking what, guys? At the rate component. What is there? At the rate component. What is the one I am placing, guys? Yeah, first. Right. I keep on saying one thing. Whenever you are taking properties, don't prefer simple types. Always go for what? Wrapper types. And reason also I said, right? Come on, guys. Reason also I said. Simple types hold 0 point value, which are real values, right? Wrapper types holds null. No value means null, which is not a value at all. So when you try to save data in the database table as a record, when no value is there, 0 will be stored if I take int. When I take integer wrapper type, no value is there, null. Null means no value will be inserted in the table or not there. Suppose I have taken marks column. When I take wrapper type null, if I don't give any value, there in the column also no value. But if I take simple type int, when no value is given 0, and in the column also 0 will be inserted or not there. Array, no marks, marks with 0. There's a difference meaning or not there, guys. No marks means he has not attended the exam. That's good. But 0 marks means what? He attended the exam and he secured what? 0 marks. It looks like a big zero joke or not there, guys. Yes, my dear. Okay. College is common for all students. And right now I'm dealing with one student details, right? Waste fellow. Right now I'm dealing with what? One student details, not multiple student details. Okay. Yeah. Now tell me, using at the rate value, I'm first hard coding, guys. I'm hard coding. 1001 hard coded. Value is hard coded. Next. Okay. Next one. At the rate value, dollar flower bracket open. Tell me. Stud dot name. Dollar flower bracket open closing stud dot name. I think I have to give like this only now, boss. Stud dot name. Next. Copy this. Paste it. Yeah, what is next one? Stud dot address. Copy this, paste it. Stud dot is. Copy this, paste it. Stud dot college. Stud dot college. Yeah. Injecting the values collected from the properties file. Injecting the values collected from the properties file. Okay, now I want to give the feeling I'm able to inject the values from where? At the rate data. That will give common methods and other stuff, na boss. Cut it. Hard coded values. What values, guys? Hard coded values. Injecting the values collected from on the system properties. What, guys? System properties. Private string os dot name. Private string user dot name. Okay, I'll take OS name, OS underscore name, user underscore name. Yeah, now here I have to place system property keys na boss. Array, we discussed already these things. Don't keep surprising face. At the rate value, here what is there, guys? OS dot name. Next, at the rate value, at the rate value, OS dot, not OS dot, user dot name. What dot name, guys? User. That's good. Next, injecting the value collected from the environment variables. What, guys? env variables. What variables, guys? En. Private string. What is there? Path data. What data, guys? Path data. Copy this, paste it. Yeah, tell me. Dollar. What is there, guys? Path data. Dollar path data. Okay, that's good. But now using spell, I want to perform arithmetic operation, guys. Using spell. Yeah, here I'll take another property called private float total. Private float total. Marks 1, marks 2, marks 3 total I want to assign. I don't want to inject a marks 1, marks 2, mark 3, guys. I want to do total of them and I want to inject. So shall we do that, guys? At the rate value, hash. What is there? Hash. What is the bean ID here, guys? Marks. What is the property name? M1, M2, M3. Okay. Hash, tell me. Marks dot M1 plus symbol. Arithmetic operation plus symbol, guys. Copy this. Marks dot M2 plus marks dot M3. M1, M2, M3. We are trying to perform arithmetic operation over there or not there. We are definitely trying to perform what operation here, guys? Arithmetic operation over here or not there, guys? Say something, my dear. Come on, everyone. Okay. Marks dot M1, marks dot M2, marks dot what? M3. Everyone getting my point there, guys? Tell me. Private, private, Boolean, private Boolean, uh, M, Boolean, M3 good marks, good is M3, is M3 good or is M3 passed? Are one Boolean property I am taking. What is there? I am taking one Boolean property at the rate value hash. Are arithmetic operation I have shown. Now I am performing what? Marks dot M1. Marks dot M1. Where is this? Greater than 35.0. If it is greater than 35, then only I can say he passed that one or not there. Okay, this one will do a logical operation. Greater than 35 pass will come. Less than 35 fail will come. Greater than 35 pass will come. Less than 35 fail will come. Are you getting my point there or not there, guys? Yeah, what? Huh? Oh, okay, fine. Written one thing and place it something else. Huh? Right. Yeah. Clear, guys? Okay. That's right. So, what we have taken here, guys? Student and marks, getter setter methods are there generating that one. Okay. Now, if you want to display the marks, you can display the marks also. Private marks. Private marks. Here we can say at the rate auto wide. I think it is marks info or not there, guys. This is my marks info cut. This is my marks info cut. In this place, this. I'm also displaying the marks, guys. Okay. This is bean to bean injection. That's why I'm using at the rate auto. This is bean to bean injection. That's why I'm using at the rate auto. Save this one, guys. That's good. Com.nt at the rate value annotation. Here, what is the one I want to get? Get IOC container. Yeah, what is this? Application context CTX. Get Spring Bean class object reference. What reference, guys? Get Spring Bean class object reference. Are you getting my point there or not there? Okay, that's good. Student studies equal to CTX dot get bean stud. Yeah, where is that? Student dot class. It's happening or not there, guys? System dot out dot println. What dot println? System dot out dot println. What is there? Stud. Close the container. What is there? Close the container. Where is that, guys? CTX dot close. What dot close, guys? CTX dot close. Fine. You don't want to close explicitly, we can go for auto closing concept or not there. How to go for auto closing concept, guys? Try with resource you take. You call this method in what? Try. You call this method, right? try with a resource, then there is no need of closing container separate. What is there, guys? Catch, exception E dot print stack trace. What dot print stack trace? P dot. Ah, I did not get you. Application context CTX. You are saying this one only, na? Application context. Yeah, it is not auto closable. Then what should I use? Configurable application context. Yeah, I'm trying to import it, guys. Change to configurable application context. Okay, in that one close method is there and that close method is auto closable, right? Yeah, since I opened by using try with resource, do I need to close that one separately, my dear? No. Okay, now let's see. So mainly what? We know how to inject hard-coded value property file collected from application dot properties, system properties, environment. All these are known and boring things. Arithmetic operation using spell. Are you noticing spell over there, guys? Here, what we are discussing is what? Arithmetic operation using spell. That is most important one. Yes? And logical operation using spell. Logical operation using spell. These two are important, guys. Remaining everything is old-fashioned one only, right? Don't think that in Spring programming spell is not possible. In Spring also we can use spell, guys. Wantedly I have not covered there so that I have something extra to talk over here, right? Using in Spring programming also we can use spell, my dear. Right click, run as Java application. Right click, run as Java application. Okay. We expected output, but it is giving me what? Error. For closing purpose only, I use it try with resource. No other reason. To enjoy the auto closing, guys, nothing else. Could not resolve placeholder study dot marks one. Okay, 1 minute. Study dot marks one. Study dot marks one. Okay, marks. Happy? Yeah? Spell mistake is there. I corrected. Why these yellow marks, sir? Why these yellow marks? Are is a user defined, na? No metadata is there about them. Asking to change metadata. Once metadata added, name is this, type is this, some extra information is added. Yellow mark gone for that. Okay, now yellow mark is there only for 2 and 3. Okay, here also you write add metadata. Add metadata. Here also create metadata. Save this one. Okay, somewhere extra file is created. Metadata has come for everything or not there. Metadata has come for everything or not there, my dear. So once metadata is ready, once the metadata is ready, yellow marks is going off or not there. Okay, that's not a big issue, guys. Run as Java application. Still error. Could not resolve placeholder path data. Okay, I will tell. Actually, path variable name is path data. Out of excitement, I have written path data in what this. Actually, path only, na boss. Actually, path only, right? Remembered or not remembered? Variable name is path. This is path. Upper. Right click, run as what is there? Java application. SNO 1001, S name Raja, address Hyderabad, age 20, college CBIT. Okay, marks are a auto wiring based marks. But most interesting is total is 220. That means spell is doing arithmetic operation before injection or not there. Spell is doing arithmetic operation before injection or not there. Is M3 passed? True. OS name Windows 11, username Natras, path data, environment variable path values are added over there or not there. So that means using value annotation, are you able to do spell or not there, guys? Arithmetic and logical operation are not there, guys. Property name should not be equal to variable name, or it can be same. Need not to match, guys. If you match also, no problem. Anyhow, you are mentioning key separately na, boss. Anyhow, you are mentioning key separately. Matching or not matching is your wish, right? Variable name can be different. Key in the property file name is different. Because you are explicitly mentioning key, boss. What is need of that, right? Okay. But in spell, what you are referring, sir? In spell, what I am writing here is in spell. This is the bean ID of marks class property name. These are nowhere related to keys, guys. These are bean ID property name. Bean ID property name. The respect to bean ID, it's property name. Respect to bean ID and it's what property name. Okay, boss. One more thing. If I give wrong key, address one I have given. Wrong key, boss, in value annotation. Exception is coming now. But in Spring classes, what we noticed, key itself injected. When you give wrong key, key itself injected, right? In Spring Boot, when you give wrong key, exception is coming or not there. This is a small change, guys. You need not to worry much on it. Okay, since I observed, I am sharing with you. Yeah, here, what is the example I have taken? Dosa rate, idli rate kind of thing I have taken. In the main class, bill amount, okay, idli price plus dosa price, like this I have calculated. Come on, guys. Another example I have taken, CT scan rate, X-ray rate at a diagnostic center, right? Diagnostic center. In another class, bill amount, X-ray price plus CT scan price plus ECG price. Are you understanding? Okay, DCC is nothing but bean ID. DCC is nothing but bean ID. Yeah, we have our basic theory now, boss. Values from property file, system property, environment variable will first store into what? Environment object. From there, they will go to appropriate Spring Bean based on the keys we mentioned in value annotation are not there. Based on the keys we mentioned in value annotation, the values will go to what? Appropriate what? Spring Bean properties are not there, guys. Okay. Environment object means it is the object of a class that implements what? Environment. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, few more concepts are there with respect to what properties file. Okay, how to configure multiple property file. If I keep same key in multiple property file with the different values, what happens? That part I will take up in next class. Okay, but as on today, are you able to understand internals of auto configuration? What is that? First searches for Springboot factories that is linked with auto configuration dot imports file. There are a lot of configuration classes. Those classes are linked with what? Nested and imported configuration classes. In all these classes, a lot of at the rate bean methods are there. Those methods being those methods returned objects automatically become Spring Beans are not there.
One screen test is from
Okay,
my
that's
side,
great.
last week.
Ajat
In that
Kumar,
one,
which
I'm
restaurant idli? Okay,
attending the 50 question. In that
fine.
one, I'm correcting 40 question.
Any
Like
restaurant idli you can
70,
calculate.
sorry, 67.9. Okay, which means two question more than I clear the.
If you pass also, there is no change.
No change.
My friend on
Hmm.
pass with nice.
Hmm.
Not 70, more than 70%.
Hmm.
70% is the pass criteria.
Hmm.